This video is sponsored by Chevrolet Canada. Dear DIY friends, I fear the colder weather is inching closer. Jack Frost is nipping at my toes. Wait, no, it's nose. Wait, or is it toes? Damn, I always get that wrong. I fear if the cold inches any closer, my creative soul may shrivel up. Like the way Voldemort looked at King's Cross Station when Harry met Dumbledore after he died. Like a shriveled prune, I fear if I do not create a space to encourage more painting, I may never feel the itch to create again. And there's no cream for that. Maybe that's extreme, but I won't feel good about it. We must take action, for my creative soul is counting on it. Signed with this pen quill I'll probably never use again, and I don't know where I got it from. Danie. Editor, roll thy parchment. Boop. DIY friends, welcome back. As you gathered from my dramatic opening, we are putting focus on my art space, which will live in the back left-hand corner of my studio. This is a place where I want to have kind of like a lounge area / brainstorm space / meeting space / maybe a nap space. Don't judge me. And it's been my dream since building this crazy space to be able to have a place to work on art pieces where I can simply just walk up, paint for a few hours, then put the art down and walk away. I just want to be able to work on it when I have time and it just be there ready to go when I want to work on it. That's the idea. And I really want to get this space done before the holidays because I would love to do some painting on my time off over the holidays. So I say let the creative magic begin. I have to go Grinch mode.
Oh.
All right, so let me show you, let's call it my brainstorming mood board. Let's pull that up. So on this planning guide, I want to display books and magazines in some way. I use magazines for inspiration all the time, and I love the idea of this being open and easy to grab, along with home decor books and other books that inspire me. Of course, we have my vintage antique rug that has already been found and purchased back at the beginning of the summer. It is so beautiful. My dream is to find a secondhand green velvet couch. I'd also like to find a glass coffee table that's unique but doesn't take fully away from the beautiful rug under it. Of course, we need an easel and a mobile cart for everyday art supplies. I'd love to find some kind of art piece for the wall, pinboard or display board where I can hang current inspiration photos I'm painting from. I'd love a cool light to add some mood, a conversational side table piece, and last, of course, I need storage for all of my art supplies. This was just more of like a must-have list for when I'm shopping or looking on Facebook Marketplace for secondhand pieces, which, may I add, turned out to be very successful. I feel so lucky because this episode is sponsored by Chevrolet Canada. Crazy. And so I was approached by them and they said to me, "Hey Danie, would you be excited to drive one of our newest trucks?" And I was like, yes, I drive truck. I love truck. And then they said, "Amazing. We'd love to come and hang out with you for a day and we can drive around in our new Chevrolet Silverado EV RST." And then that's when I was like, wait, back the truck up. Did you say EV as in electric vehicle? I have personal feelings about driving electric vehicles. I think it's a great sustainable option for our planet, but I have fears that maybe here in Canada at least, we just aren't fully there yet in a way that I would feel comfortable driving EV full time. So I expressed those concerns to them and they said, those are very common myths. Basically, you're wrong. And we want to prove you wrong and change your mind. And I was like, that's great. I will allow you to change my mind. Cool. So I said, well, I guess I need to go pick up a bunch of stuff from Marketplace and secondhand shops. So do you want to come along? And they were like, that sounds splendid. And like that, my EV truck experience day was born. Look at driver. Can drive. EV. Could use a seat heater right about now though. So it was pickup day, and with me was Haider and Aaron from Chevrolet, and of course the Silverado EV RST. Now, before we started the day, Haider took me for a quick stroll around the truck just to show me all of its bells and whistles, and I was promised to have my mind blown, and I can tell you I was not disappointed. What?
Yes, you have the versatility of a truck in the back, and then in the front you have even more space. It's lockable, it's weatherproof.
when you're doing your DIY things, I'm sure you could use this space.
I forgot that if you have an EV vehicle, you don't need an engine, which means another spot for storage in the front. Very cool. Like I can haul wood in the back, have all the materials, but then still be able to pick up groceries afterwards and fit that comfortably. That's the selling point. We most certainly had a big day ahead of us though, so I was eager to get on the road. I mean, if you don't have moving blankets and straps in your vehicle at all times, are you even a thrift flipper? All right, let's drive, baby. Can I press the button?
You can press it. And you can press a few times to see whatever view you prefer.
Oh, wow, this is wild. I feel like I'm in a spaceship. Is it a heated steering wheel? So I feel a little heat coming from this.
Yeah, you can turn the heat off if you'd like, or you can leave the heat on.
Oh, and do we have heated seats in here?
Yep.
Listen, you just had to tell me there was heated seats and heated steering wheel and I would have bought it right off the bat. I'm like, I'm easy. This is amazing. Okay. So for our first pickup, we were doing the coffee table. I mentioned I wanted to find a glass table and oh boy, did I find a glass coffee table. So on Facebook Marketplace, I ended up finding this incredible waterfall glass table that has these wings on the inside that act as shelves to hold books. And I wasn't even going to argue the price at $250. This was such a good deal and it looked in great shape. Like I'm telling you, other tables that are far less interesting go for $800 to $1,000 online. So I was feeling pretty good about my $250. And the great thing about having Haider there with me that day, I had a buddy to help me. Strap her in, folks. All right, let's go pick up a light. Oh, this is the best day ever. So while en route, I asked Haider how far could I get on one full charge, and this is impressive. The Silverado EV offers an available estimated range of almost 800 kilometers on a full charge. I mean, even if you're running heated seats and an AC, that's more than enough range to get you where you need to go many times over. To put that into perspective, I could drive to see my friend Sam in New York on that without having to stop. It's so expensive to own a truck, which I think like was the good thing about investing in an EV vehicle is that like, okay, maybe there's some costs up front, but like ultimately you're not paying for gas ever again, which is pretty amazing. Now on Marketplace, I found something called a sun lamp, which casts this beautiful orange orb onto your wall. It was such a vibe and I wanted that vibe in my art space. Did I not say I wanted some cool lighting? Because this was some cool lighting. I'd just like to add, actually, there is an updated version of this lamp on Amazon right now, but it can change multiple colors versus just the orange like mine does. So if you love lamp like I love lamp, I have linked such lamp in my description box so you too can have the sun in the palm of your hands. You're welcome. Has anyone ever seen penguins run? Looking back at this now, that's what I look like when I run. Listen, I grew up collecting Pokemon cards and Magic the Gathering cards, okay? Not running marathons. This girl is not meant to be a runner. Got it! Hey Google, navigate to the Joneses Millbrook.
Navigating to the Joneses.
That's so cool. I love smart technology, and when you put your destination into Google Built-in, not only will it navigate for you, but it also shows you how much battery life your vehicle will have on its arrival. Now that's handy. Whenever I am looking for a conversational item, I always go to my friend Charlotte, who is the owner of the Joneses. She always has the best antiques and decor, and she just has such a great eye for good finds. Smells like home. Miss Charlotte, I must have this.
Amazing.
Look at that dovetail joinery right there, friends.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm a bull in the china shop right now.
Yeah, well,
I'll take it. I have efficiently shopped. Come here for one thing, leave with 10. Thank you, Charlotte, as always. E-Trunk to the rescue. At this point, it was midday, so we stopped for a little lunch off the back of the truck, which was so cute, and it was graciously provided by Millbrook Mercantile, who make the most delicious sandwiches on this planet. Thank you, Mercantile! The perfect day. You want pickle? After lunch, we did a quick drop off of the coffee table to make room for the most important piece of the day, the couch. Now, I know I was looking for a green velvet couch, but I just couldn't find any in my searches. So I did end up finding this beautiful blue velvet couch. It was in great condition, and I just felt like the universe told me this needed to be my couch. So I went for it. And on the way, I got to try out some really cool features about this truck.
Okay, I'm going to put my hands in my lap now.
A very cool feature was their Super Cruise, which is Chevrolet's hand-free driver assistance technology. It allows you to drive without your hands on the wheel or foot on the pedal. The car doesn't drive you. I mean, you still need to keep your eyes on the road at all times, but it has automatic lane change, which senses when it's safe to change lanes, and it just does it all on its own.
Oh my God, why is it changing lanes? I didn't ask it to. Why is it doing that?
I mean, I was low-key freaking out, but I didn't need to be. It's just so new to me, and technology, man, it's so cool.
That is wild. You have been great help today, Haider.
Happy to help.
So the one feature I was the most excited to highlight and see in action was the multi-flex Midgate removal. As someone who picks up a lot of large furniture items and hauls a lot of DIY supplies, space is always an issue, but the Silverado EV allows you to open up the Midgate in 3 ways. Here we are actually completely removing it, allowing us to open up the back to comfortably fit a 6-foot couch with room to spare.
I am flabbergasted. I've never seen anything like this.
But because we had people sitting in the back seat, we couldn't keep it in this configuration, but even just in the bed, we were able to lift the load stop on the multi-flex tailgate, and that added an extra piece of reassurance. And just think of the things we could put in that truck. It's very exciting.
Hey Google, find me an electric charger in Oshawa.
Now, on the way home, we didn't actually need to do this, but I did ask Haider if we could go charge the truck because I had never been in an EV vehicle before. I'd never charged an EV vehicle before, so I was kind of curious to see how it worked. And it's really cool because they have tech that's built into the vehicle that shows you where all the charging stations are around you, which was way more than I expected, so that was pretty cool. But at that point, the day was over, so we headed home with my big, beautiful velvet couch. All right, I'm gonna rate my overall experience spending a day in the Silverado EV a 5 out of 5. The whole experience was super positive. We drove over 225 kilometers that day and the battery was only down to 60%. I mean, the average Canadian only drives 50 kilometers per day. That's incredible. Chevrolet Canada said I would be converted by the end of this day, and I feel converted. Could I see myself driving an electric truck down the line? I think the answer is yes. I think I could. Chevrolet Canada, you have done your job. I have been converted.
Okay, this is nice. Oh no. Come on, sir. It's a very comfortable couch though.
Do you guys remember this rug?
I can't believe it's here.
Hello, beautiful.
Okay, really? I just got this cleaned.
I realize this rug is slightly too small for this space. I would have loved something a little bit bigger, but honestly, I think this is perfect. And it stops right at the right spot, so I think it adds the pop of color we're looking for. Final coffee table thoughts? Obsessed. That's all I have to say about that. Now, for my paint supply storage, I went with the IKEA Ivor cabinets. I love these cabinets. They're so handy. They're easy to build. Honestly, I looked for a secondhand option, but I just couldn't find anything that fit as well as these cabinets did. I also thought about making something, but I had a creative vision for this in mind, and these cabinets were in that creative vision. It's been stuck in my mind for months now, and I can't shake it. So I'm gonna stick to my vision. However, it is going to be a huge undertaking, so stay tuned on that. And please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because you do not want to miss this one. Okay, we're making plans here, folks. Let's see what we can do. Also, can we just say how nice it is to have these as my backdrop now? That was the dream, to have this beautiful, colorful backdrop, and now we have it. Obsessed. I'm gonna pull up my project page because I wanna kind of show you what my inspiration was. So in behind my couch, I kind of saw like a little bit of a backdrop of some sort, like a wooden backdrop that could maybe house some magazines. So I've taken a photo of it. I'm bringing this into Procreate just because I wanna be able to draw on top of it. So let's see what we can do. So let's see if I do some kind of back and then add. It'd be cool to have like magazines and design books and kind of like a little ledge. Or also I'd love to bring in some kind of easel that's gonna sit here so I can paint. We definitely need to make room for that. And I'm gonna have a cart that has some of my paint stuff on it that I'm currently working on. So that'll need to be there. It would be nice to bring in a side table that I can have like a light. So I sat there for quite some time, humming and hawing over ideas. I played with bookshelf concepts, but I just kept coming back to my inspiration photo with the raw backboard, and I just felt like I had to listen to my gut. Smells like good ideas. Woohoo! It was a build day for my magazine display, and your girl was filled with determination. For materials, I splurged on 2 sheets of maple plywood. I was planning on staining this, and I just really wanted it to look good. Now, to save me a bit of time, I had the plywood cut at my hardware store, which consisted of 3 pieces at 37 3/8 by 42 to make up the 112 inches I wanted across the back wall. With the materials I had left over, I could cut 2 small shelves at 56 inches in length to span the length at the top, and below I would cut 2 40-inch shelves and forego the middle because first off, the couch was going to cover it, and second, because I didn't actually have enough material to make that full length. Cutting my ledges / mini shelves, not sure what to call it, at 45 degrees allowed me to have a seamless plywood edge, which meant I only had to edge band the top of the small shelf later, and thank goodness because I do not like edge banding. I got my angled pieces cut to their respective sizes, lightly sanded, and using CA glue and accelerator, I glued up the mitered cuts nice and snug. We're only holding light magazines and books here, so I wasn't too concerned with CA glue holding these shelves together. I'm a super visual person, so I brought some magazines out to determine the proper height of the shelves, marked that out, and then got to edge banding. I didn't have maple edge banding sadly, so I was just using birch, but I figured it'd all stain up close enough so no one would ever notice. Shh, just don't tell anyone. I decided the best way to secure the shelves to the boards would be through dowels, as I would have no way of adding the shelves on once the boards were on the wall. And seeing how I had 3 boards and only 2 shelves that overlapped these 3 boards, I really didn't have any other choice. So I marked each spot, used my drill press to drill straight holes into my shelves, added a small amount of glue into the holes to keep the dowels in place, and drilled the same holes into my backboard. So one element that I did love on my inspo was the bands that were holding the books up. So I got some 1/2-inch paracord off Amazon, and I decided this was how I wanted to take this inspo and make it my own. Honestly, I loved the look of the raw wood, but I just really wanted a warm wood tone behind that couch, so I decided to stick to my vision, and boy do I love the staining process. It's always just so satisfying to watch. While I waited on the stain to dry, I headed upstairs to get started on adding my support braces that will be attached to the studs in my walls so that the boards could sit slightly off the wall to make space for my paracord. It was during this process that I realized I had completely forgot to account for the plug sitting behind the couch, which really sucked. But I went ahead with installing the braces anyways and cut this hole off screen. My garage was super dusty because my husband was working away on insulation downstairs, so I took my boards to the studio space and added a clear satin finish on top. This did require 2 coats with a light sand in between, which I did later that night off camera. The next day, my husband assisted me with attaching the paracord to the first side of the board. To secure it to the back, I used small 1/2-inch pipe straps that you can find in the plumbing aisle, and I secured 2 of these to each cord just to make sure it was going nowhere. And when I went to attach the first board to the wall, it was then I realized I had measured from the wrong spot for the plug hole, and the hole I cut didn't even fall on the board I cut it on.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. Sometimes it's the way she goes, and there's nothing a girl can do but laugh and cut another hole. On the bright side, this was all hidden behind the couch, so let's just all pretend it didn't happen. But we got the second side of the paracord in and the board secured to the wall, and I added a little glue on the dowel and stuck in my mini ledges or shelves, still not sure what we're calling them, and they popped in perfectly. At least that went well. Honestly, of all the places to make a mistake, I thought the dowel placement was for sure the spot it was going to be. Math sometimes, am I right? Oh God, why is it so bright there? It's done. Can't get over the receptacle screw up. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad about that. I don't know what I measured off of when I originally measured. I was clearly tired and not paying attention. I just hate little mistakes like that, but at least the couch is covering it, but it's just that, like, I know it's there and it's gonna just bug me. You know what I mean? It's okay, let's pretend it's not there.
My imagination isn't that powerful.
We do have one more DIY before we bring the space together, and this DIY involves a piece that I got from the Joneses. So let me set up and I'll show you what we're doing. Okay, so I found this beautiful storage box at the Joneses. I love this so much. I love that it has storage. I love that it has dovetail joints on it. It's seen life, and it is like everything I want an antique piece to be. I didn't really know at the time what I wanted it to be when I bought it, but then I brought it back here and then all of a sudden it just hit me. I need to turn this into my side table. And I love a good pin leg. It is just something, I don't know, it just feels part of who I am as a person. I'm just a pin leg person. You know what I mean? I love the industrial touch of them. I love that they make any furniture piece look lightweight. And I like because it's not bulky feeling. So it's just right up my alley. So I thought, why don't we just add some pin legs to this, and that's it. This box is brilliant the way that it is. I don't want to touch it, I want to celebrate it. So I just want to add some pin legs on here, and then we have a side table. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Look at that. Oh, she's beautiful. Okay. Well, friends, I think I finally had all the pieces I needed to bring this space together, so let's bring in that magic. On my lovely new DIY display board, I'm adding a mix of inspirational magazines, design books, workbooks, and artwork. Checking off my list of needs, I'm adding a brand new easel. This was so beautiful. I looked everywhere for a secondhand one, but alas, Amazon to the rescue, and not bad, am I right? It's so pretty. For my quick grab art supplies, I'm adding this white utility cart. On the top rack, I'm adding oil paints because it's my favorite medium to work in. Some oil paint essentials like thinner, brushes, glass sheets that are easy to clean, and I'm popping in my oil pastels up there because it's just something I've been dabbling with lately and I'd like to continue dabbling. The second shelf was all of my usual canvas prep materials, watercolors, and other painting materials. And then on the bottom shelf, I added some mixed media paper and palette papers that I go to a lot. In the corner, I'm adding a small shelf that will hold this lovely art piece I found, and I just felt it embodied everything that I am right now. Plus, the color profile of this art piece was perfection. To that, I'm also adding little pops of personality, like my green cowboy boot with pink top matches, and of course my mini kadamas. We all need a little forest spirits looking over us, right? Beside that, I'm hanging this lovely felt pin board that didn't have the right color frame, so earlier that day I taped it off and painted it a warm brown to go with my warm mixed wood theme in this space. On the side table, I added a little greenery to bring that creative energy, and my brand new Thrifted sunlight, which is a total vibe. Oh my gosh, does it not just cast the most beautiful sun on the wall? So freaking cool. Inside the Ivory cabinets, I filled the first cabinet with all my extra paint and art supplies. The second cabinet was filled with extra brushes, my projector, extra sketchbooks and canvases, extra paint palettes and stationery, and the last cabinet was filled with old drawing books and workbooks that I've collected over time, some larger acrylic paper pads, and my mini tabletop easel. After that, it was all about adding my personality, starting with this hilarious poster I thrifted back in the summer with my rug. Howdy, ma'am. I just love how grumpy he is. This blanket from IKEA was the perfect pop on my couch, and it pulled from the oranges and pinks in the rug. I'm adding this hook from Anthro that I had in my house that I bought a long time ago, and I ordered a second one for the studio because I just loved it so much. My coffee table got a few additions like design books and inspirational art books, along with a candle for mood, of course, and my favorite spirit animal oracle deck that I love to pull from on a daily basis. I think just having the deck in this space is gonna bring good energy to it. I'm adding a notebook for quick ideas and my current mixed media books I'm working on at the moment underneath. On top of the cabinet, I added past projects of mine like my grumpy cat lamp, some extra magazines, and a caddy with pens and everyday tools. Oh, and guess what finally made a comeback in my life? My DIY in progress neon sign from the She Shack. It's finally making a comeback, and honestly, I could not be happier about it. The space is done, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with this. That it feels so good in here. I feel the magic, like I feel the tingly, creative juices running through me, and I think that's what a creative space should make you feel. It should make you feel creative. It should inspire you to want to pick up a pencil and sketch or paint or draw. And if your space does not make you feel that way, then make simple changes. Either add a new poster or maybe change the feng shui of it, but do something that makes you feel joy when you are in your creative space, because I can tell you that it just feels so good. There is definitely one element to add to this space because we still need to make over the cabinets, which are gonna be so freaking cool. I'm so excited for it. So if you are not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to this channel, because if you are a creative person, you are not going to want to miss this piece. Also, thank you to all my returning subscribers. Thank you for your continued support on this channel. And thank you to my Patreon members, my DIY family. I don't know where I'd be without you guys, so thank you. If you are looking for a DIY community to support you through your projects or give you advice, my community is the place to hang out. Come join us. We do fun things. We do movie nights. We do creative exchanges. We do all the things on my Patreon, so come hang out with us on the Discord. And of course, my friends, as always, stay positive, stay creative, and keep on DIYing. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
So you like Pokemon?
I do.
Do you have a favorite Pokemon? I'm just curious.
It's a tough one, but I think I'd have to go with Eevee. Did I say it properly? Is it?
Yes.